All right, so I have Emmett here. We have about a month of showmanship training, and just getting him warmed up, paying attention to me by walking these figure eights. One thing that he has been one thing that he struggled with in showmanship is keeping up with my body. He's kind of lazy on that. So as I walk my right circles, I'm pointing my shoulders where I want to go. Now I'm straight. And as I start my left circle, I've got to point my shoulders and kind of bring him around. Now if he starts lagging behind, I'm just going to pull my arm straight forward. You see he wants to trot a little bit to keep up, but he's gotten a lot better at this. And I want to keep my walk rhythm even as I do my figure eights as well. So right now I'm having to have a longer stride. And then when I go to do my left circles, I'm going to have to do a shorter stride, but I try to keep the same rhythm to make it look pretty if I had to do a maneuver like this at a show. All right. Whoa. Good. He's gotten a lot better at his square ups. Now he is thinking about moving his front legs right now. And so this is a habit I'm trying to get him to break. So to teach him to just keep his feet where I leave them, whoa. I might repeat the word whoa, and we might stand here for 30 seconds or a minute or a couple minutes, and I'll practice my crossovers just making him stand here. And if he moves his leg, I will correct him and just put it back and tell him whoa. Good boy. All right, and then moving into my backup, very clear with my body position. Good, that was nice and straight. He was a little bit fussy with his head, which as he's getting softer off the chain, he is improving there as well. Good boy. And there we did another square up. All right, next I'm going to go into a pivot, which this is one of his strengths. He will lock right into that right end pivot as long as I don't pull on him. So I just got to make sure my body's in the correct position, toes towards his nose. And I want the front legs to cross over. Keep my rhythm. Whoa, good. So one thing I'm teaching him, I guess, that will help with the backing and with the laziness on the turns is teaching him to just stay soft off the chain, just like we teach him to stay soft off of the bit when we ride. So when he feels that pressure, he's got to move right off of that pressure. Whoa. Go right into the backup. Good. So I don't end the backup until I feel him soft and settled. So I'm going to walk around. I'm going to come straight towards the camera so you can kind of see the softness of my hand on the chain. Good. And I'll ask him to square up. I always bring the left hind to the right hind because the right hind has to learn to never leave the ground because that's the one that needs to pivot. Good boy. And we'll stand. Good. And if he starts looking around or if he moves his head, I'm just going to gently push his head back into position where I want him to stay. Okay, and we're going to do another pivot. Oh, good boy. And we'll try some trotting now. There, he got a little lazy. And same thing, as I'm doing my circles and stuff, I want to be guiding him around with my body. And I don't want a constant pull on the chain, but I'm going to pull on the chain when I have to. See there, he's getting lazy on going into that left turn. So it's just going to be a pull, release. I'm going to stay on this left circle since this is the harder way. Pull, release, pull, release. Oh. Good boy. Good boy. He's getting quick on his setups. He pretty much knows where his feet need to go. So, showmanship's an easy thing to do if you stay consistent at it. I mean, like I said, this is only about a month of working showmanship, 10 to 15 minutes a day. So, it's a good class because if you practice it, you're probably going to do well with it. All right, and the last thing I'm going to show you is a pull turn. We've only done a couple of pull turns. So now I want him to pivot on the left hind, and you will only ever have to do a quarter of a pull turn if you had to do one in a class. So on my pull turn, I want him to pivot on the left hind. So I want to think of this leg stepping over. Okay, so that's how I'm going to maneuver this chain. Over, good. Over, good. And he stuck it. And that's all I'm going to ask from right now. Good. And then I'll ask him to square up again. Back foot. And front foot. Good boy. Good. And then another simple exercise I'll do to teach him to stay soft off the chain, which we've done a few times, is just getting him to either lift or drop his head with the pressure of the chain. So, yeah, I'm really pleased with how he's coming along for showmanship.